Red light is on. What is up, everybody? Aaron the dog back with a special Monday night edition of the UFC Breakdown Show. I am here with my guests for at least this week. We'll kind of be going week by week for a little while here, figuring it out. But for this week, Monday night, the UFC 277 show from Dallas, Texas. My co-host is Brandon of MMA Wagers, a throwback for old fans. How are you doing?
How's the audience doing tonight? We're gonna have a full 13 fight slate, and we're gonna give you guys the best advice we can on each fight from a betting perspective.
As always. So it's a good card. We got two rematches at the top of the card. Yet we were talking before we went on air, and it's a tough card from a betting perspective for sure. I think that the one or two that we're pretty confident on are going to be pretty widely marked. And then after that, you don't have a ton you can trust in of the ones who are trustable. You got, like, we'll get into with the first fight with Orion Koski being one of the guys who I'm personally most confident on. Not because of him, though. It is strictly because of his competition in Blood Diamond. Friend of Israel Adesanya. That's the reason why he's in the UFC. Judging from that first fight, not really too impressed from what I saw. But Blood Diamond, Mathuta. I think he'll lose his Blood Diamond name after this fight. 3-1, very low level of competition for him. 34 years old as well. Has a lot of kickboxing fights that are off the record, so who knows what his actual record is. But the combined record of his 3 wins is 5-3. 4-1. The Dimps Gilles guy looked pretty awful.
February. He's got like the Giga Shikadze record going.
Yeah, will you mute yourself when you're not talking? The wind's getting pretty bad.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. But his debut was against Jeremiah Wells. I get it. Jeremiah Wells has had a pretty good run so far to his UFC career, but honestly, he really did make it look like against Blood Diamond, make it an MMA fight, and Blood Diamond's going to struggle. Orion Koski, nothing really to write home about either, in my opinion. 7-1. His Contender Series fight was telling, though. It showed he had a full game plan. It showed he had really good heart, really good desire, and all that. He was coming into the Phil Rowe fight pretty injured, which he talked about openly leading up to the fight. And Phil Rowe, a guy with a good gas tank, tricky fighter. He really did make him look bad. And that was July of last year. So coming into this fight over nearly an exact year to the date. I do like that, though.
Phil Rowe's better than what people think. I think Phil Rowe gets a bad rep, but he's actually pretty good.
Yeah. Man, this card has even more locks than the London card. That's always Herb Dean being funny. Good joke as always. But yeah, overall in this fight,
it does not have more locks than the London card. If I was able to go perfect on Tapology, then that's a lie.
No. Either way, I'm going with Orion Koski in this spot. For several reasons. Most of which is that I just do not buy Blood Diamond on this card. I do feel this is one of the spots that is a better spot from a betting perspective as well, because you're getting it under -200 right now. You can parlay it up with whoever else you feel comfortable on the card with. But Orion Koski, for me, gets this done. I think he'll end up wrestling him in this fight, probably puts him with ground and pound.
So you like the under, you said, as well?
No, I didn't necessarily, but I would say, I would take the under.
I agree. I was really high on the Koski brothers when they first came into the UFC, and ever since that hype has really died down. One of them lost to Sasha Paletnikov, and
who just lost this past weekend to an 8-6 fight.
And Sasha was like -400 in that fight. So it hasn't been a great start for the Koski brothers, but they have so much support, man. Like, they're in a small town, like maybe 2,000 people, so everybody is behind them. Whoever has a Facebook account is obviously going to be following them. And this is the better Koski brother. Orion, I think, is the better Koski. He's more confident. And Phil Rowe in your UFC debut, and Rowe missed weight in that fight. He was 173.5 pounds. So like that's a good, like that's a tough fight. It's like this past weekend with Charles Johnson and Muhammad Makayev. Like maybe not to that level, but it's on the same base.
No, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah. So I gotta go Orion here. Blood Diamond just not enough MMA experience. He has kickboxing experience, but like this is chess. It's not checkers. You know what I'm saying? And I'll tell you how many fights Blood Diamond has. He has actually his name is Mike Mathea
Mathua or whatever, or Mathea.
He's got around 100 kickboxing fights in the Asian kickboxing realm. So I'll go Orion with the overall MMA game. Probably end up getting a finish in round 2, round 3.
Yeah. Orion gasses out after the first round lately. I mean, he did that. He gassed out in his last fight, but I mean, the Contender Series fight is 2 fights ago, and he didn't gas
the bright lights will get to you sometimes.
I mean, he didn't gas out in the Contender Series though, which is his second to most recent fight. So Orion, he really was coming into that fight injured. Again, this is not like something you should go crazy on, but minus 175, plus 150 on Blood Diamond.
Minus 125?
Minus 175.
Oh yeah, that's worth a straight bet for sure, and a parlay.
Yeah, I agree.
But I wouldn't mess with the over under because it could be like a decision at the end of the day. But really, I really believe I think it's an 80% chance Orion Koski gets the finish at the end of the day. If he wins, it's going to be a finish.
Yeah,
even if it's round 3.
Give Blood Diamond and no UFC breakdown last week with no help. I gambled on my own. I lost all my money. 67-year finances left my cat.
Okay, this guy's trolling. What's going on here?
I mean,
he's in the chat all the time?
Yeah, Blood Diamond. Yeah. Thanks for watching the show. Justin's a regular.
Thank you,
Blood Diamond by decision is a line. I'm hoping it's huge. And then, all right, Brandon.
Hedge that, Herb Dean. Hedge it.
Well, hedging with the first fight. But either way, should be an interesting one. We'll move on to the next fight here. This is in the 205-pound division. This one is an interesting fight. Could easily.
It's not gonna get a lot of publicity. Let's just say that.
It's not going to get a lot of publicity. It particularly won't if Nick Negromanov wins this fight, in my opinion, because I think Nick will win it quite Nick Negromanov-ish, if that makes sense. A lot of pressure.
Live dog, I'm saying, Aaron. He's a live dog.
Well, he always is in his fights. I mean, especially at a certain level of competition. We'll get to him in a second, though. I want to break down one of the few newcomers on the card. Ior Poteria, the Ukrainian fighter here, still only 26 years old, 20-2, 6'3", 75-inch reach, 7-fight win streak, coming off of a win on the Contender Series over undefeated Polish fighter Lukas Sadolski. Fight where I had Lukas Sadolski in that fight going into it, but looked pretty impressive, honestly. Ior did for how long the fight lasted. Very, 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 very good. Kind of physical power to his game, I should say, but looked quite raw also, even at 20-2. You look at the record, and it's not the best level of competition. I can go through it, just the most recent little run here: 1-6, 3-2, 1-2, 0-0, 5-6, 0-0, 1-9, 17-18. Little test there, and split. 0-0, 0-3, 0-4. 0-2. Then he went up to 11-5, 5-2, and then Lukas Sadolski at 8-0, which Sadolski just didn't look very impressive to me.
Yeah, 2 arms and 2 legs, and you can fight. Then just that's who he faced.
And Poteria and Negromanov were supposed to fight in March. That fight got scrapped, and now they're rebooking it for here in July. Negromanov 12-1, less number of experience, but the type of fighters who Negromanov's actually faced, actually a high level of fighters. Yeah, neither one of these guys super technical in my opinion, but I would say that Nick Negromanu is more of a technical brawler.
Wait, what did you just say there? I'm just joking. that sounded that sounded. I don't know. On my end, it sounded like you said something else, but it might have been. You're okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, with this fight here, you just look at the level Negaranu's faced, and it is a higher level. It's not an incredible level though. He lost to Safarov back in 2019, definitely concerning. Had a split with Lexa Kammerer, which is definitely concerning. He's not a world beater by any means. Did what he needed to do against Ike Villanueva, which is good, but again, not great. Kede and Juku, split decision, definitely his best win there. This is a fight that, to me, Igor, I don't think fights well off of his back foot. I don't think he fights well when he's uncomfortable. I think he can be pushed against the cage. Even Sadowski showed that shortly into that fight. And Negromando is a very tough guy as well. Miguel Baez's wife left him amigos. And then the dude Igor fights like an absolute donkey, according to Herb Dean, is very active tonight.
Did you watch tape on him? Well, he faced a legit opponent in the Contender Series.
And I don't know who Eduardo is, but yeah, Miguel, you can deal with that with the glove touch in the chat. But either way, yeah, this fight I think looks one of two ways. I think either Yor gets a quick knockout in the first round, similar to the Sadolski fight. He doesn't throw; he throws pretty looping shots, which I do see slowing down as the fight goes on. I think Nekarumanu just drags him into deep water, uses his veteranship, and I think second, third round TKO could be a decent little wager on Nick Negromanu, but I think overall Nick Negromanu, if he's an underdog, is definitely the play to make here. I'll take Nick either way. Late stoppage or decision, I think it's pretty ugly though. It's a Nick Negromanu fight.
I'm looking up the odds right now because I want to find out if Nick is an underdog.
Yeah, Nick is at currently at plus 110. Plus 110 to 115. It's
because that's my pick too, Aaron. I'm on the same boat as you. That UFC experience is huge, and he's going to be coming in with a full crowd in Dallas, Texas. Maybe not full. This is the second fight of the night, but his last fight was in Contender Series. No crowd. It's a different atmosphere. Nick has been there, done that. He's got a lot more fights. Or actually, no, they got about
the same. No, he doesn't. But here's the thing. Here, let me real quick. He might not have more numbers, but when you're fighting against 0-4 guys 20 fights into your career, that's not helpful. And he's going to split decisions still.
It's false confidence.
Right. Yeah, you're getting into bad.
Well, once you're in the big show, the UFC's a different animal. And Nick has been there, done that, 3 times now? This will be his 4th UFC fight, I think. Let me double check. Yep. No, 5th. He's 3-1 in the UFC. So this will be his 5th UFC fight. This guy's coming in, UFC debut. He hasn't fought in a year? I think a year.
Yeah, it's a dog play for sure here.
I'm going Nick all day, but I wouldn't be surprised if Igor won. But yeah, he's got a reputable record, but like you said, it's a false confidence record. It's not a record that you want. Like Paddy Pimblett had a legit record before coming into the UFC. This guy does not.
Yeah, I am curious how he looks I am curious to see how he looks a year off, at 25, 26. But I also am a little bit worried of why he took this long coming off the Contender Series. Usually, they're pretty quick to give those guys shots. So we'll see. But we're both on the dog here in Negromano.
And by Saturday night, this is going to be even, folks. So get that.
I think Negromano will be. I think I could see Negromano being the favorite by Saturday night. Also, fun fact: Negromano is only 27 years old.
Boom. Just like Mark Diakiese, he's only 29 and he's a rising prospect. He got lots of takedowns.
And then Justin, as always, Bunny, good to see you here in the chat. Next fight here at Bantamweight. This is a real who the fuck knows type of fight to me.
Oh, your steak fight, right, Aaron?
This is I hear that sizzling. That's the steak fight. Shout out to the steak fight shirt, by the way. This is definitely the steak fight here on this card. Jocelyn Edwards, Ji-Yoon Kim at Let's just flip a coin. 135. Sure, why not? La Pantera coming off the win.
Wait, 125, isn't it?
This is at 135, I believe.
Oh shit. Okay, I thought it was 125.
Yeah, it's at Bantam. Exactly. It probably should be at 125, but I think both girls don't want to be uncomfortable in what's probably one or both of their last fights as UFC fighters. Jocelyn Edwards coming off that win of Ramona Pasquale at 145. It was fine. Low volume, nothing special. 2 straight losses before that. Jessica Rose Clark out wrestled and out grappled her. Watch out.
Oh yeah.
Watch out if Jessica Rose Clark is. I mean, the way Jocelyn Edwards made Jessica
she came in short notice, though. I'm pretty sure, but maybe
she
not.
did, but still, man, that's wild. Carol Rosa, obviously not as bad of a loss there. Yanan Wu, the win there in the debut by decision. Jin Yoon Kim, she just doesn't really ever throw volume, man. She loses fights just by pure inactivity. She's got good technical skill, but she's also faced a high level
opposition too.
Yeah, she's faced a high level. Alexa Grasso and Molly McCann, especially going to decisions there. Priscilla Cachoeira, I'm sorry, I don't rate her. And losing a decision to her is troubling to me. I mean, this is just a fight where, to me, it should be the physical size and just, overall, just the overall strength of Jocelyn Edwards here and having more volume than the ever so low volume of basically a pure boxer in Jin Yoon Kim. This is Jocelyn Edwards' fight to lose for me. Even though Jin Yoon Kim's faced a better level of competition, I think there's going to be a size difference here, and Jocelyn just needs to focus on her volume here, wins a decision. But this is a stake fight if I've ever seen one. Anybody who's touting they're betting this fight heavily probably doesn't really bet.
Just bet the over 2.5 if you want to parlay that. That should be a pretty
finishing this fight. Who's finishing this fight?
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yes, but Jin Yoon Kim's pretty tough. That's the one thing I'll give Jin Yoon Kim. She's tough.
Yeah, she's got 4 out of her 9 wins are by round 2. So maybe take a prop bet in round 2. But still, Jocelyn Edwards has never, or she's lost by 1 armbar in round 2. So who knows? I'm gonna check Kim. Does she have an armbar? She's got 1 armbar win. So maybe a round 2 submission.
Well, she's not facing Jessica Rose Clark.
Yeah, but if you fuck up against Jessica Rose Clark that bad, that's concerning.
That is true, dude. Don't bet this fight. And if anybody's bragging about betting this fight, you should really question what they're doing with their fake.
Yeah, and Edwards is coming in short notice for this fight as well. So
yeah, dude,
she doesn't have a full camp behind her, and she's dropping down. Honestly, Aaron, I thought it was flyweight, but she's only dropping 10 pounds instead of 20.
I'm pretty sure it's at bantam. That's probably why it's at bantamweight.
Yeah, because she fought at featherweight her last fight against Ramono Pasquale, and Ramono Pasquale was a friggin' UFC debut. So, and losing to her,
or no, unknown magician goes an unknown magician with the Kim Big Lock. Sure.
Yeah,
whatever.
I would say over 2.5, and it's a dog or pass for me.
Yeah, my official pick will be Jocelyn. My official recommendation.
Yeah, me too.
My official recommendation would be the over 2.5, but I wouldn't bet this one at all.
And it's in Dallas, Texas, people. The Korean's not going to win.
Yeah, Jocelyn Edwards minus 140 favorite. You don't want that.
Wait, I thought she was an underdog. No?
No, Jocelyn's currently the favorite.
Oh shit! I guess it changed. I'm gonna check the line change.
I mean, either way, not the best of fights there. Let's move on to a fight I'm way more excited about. This is one of my favorite prospects in MMA currently. You know how I like my Ecuadorian fighters. This is one of them, Michael Morales. One of my favorite prospects in MMA right now. I really like how this kid looked on the Contender Series. Oh, yeah. Picked him on the Contender Series as a huge underdog. Cashed there, and so far looked really good against Trevin Giles. Very entertaining fight. Adamfugit is who he's taking on here, 8-2.
Yeah, he was a plus 190 underdog in Contender, so that's good money.
Yeah, definitely one of my bigger dogs. Chad Anhelinger out of Canada, my biggest dog on the Contender Series over Gafarov. Gafarov's brother just won this past weekend too. So definitely one to watch out
Something
for.
to
But
remember.
Adamfugit is who he's taking on here, the 33-year-old, known for his grappling, but in his last fight against Salman Renfro, uh, everything that Adamfugit threw landed on Salman Renfro in that 48 seconds. Every head kick, threw about 7, 8 head kicks, weren't even fast. For whatever reason, they all were getting through the guard, landing on Salman Renfro. Salman Renfro, very overrated prospect. He's been an overrated prospect his whole career. I don't think it's that incredible of a win, but here he is out of Art of War MMA.
Yeah, he
Also
was
had,
plus 350 in that fight as well.
yeah, I cashed on him there.
Because I put a fiver at least on that.
Yeah, I do not rate Salman Renfro that highly. His loss coming to Kalen Hill and Austin Vanderford. Those are not bad guys at all to lose to. He's actually tested himself pretty well for the most part in his career. The Hamzat Salim fight early on, actually a decent win. And then in Submission Underground, lost to Nicholas Maximov, got guillotined by him. No shame there. But yeah, I mean, had trouble getting a fight. Finally got one with Renfro. It was 43 seconds. Everything he threw, he landed. He's now going against one of the best prospects in any division in MMA for me right now.
Yeah.
Morales.
Short notice.
23 and on short notice, Fugit is. This is originally Morales was supposed to be going against Rahamish.
We both had him beating the guy that lost his ear. I can't.
Yeah,
Ramiz.
Good thing about that, I will say, is that because Fugit is primarily a grappler, even though he won by that strikes in the last one, the Means Morales' camp, which is very good at VFS, very good camp, was going to be grappling focused regardless. So that doesn't really worry me as like Fugit being able to kind of come in and sneak that. Morales is a tremendous wrestler as well. Very good size and reach at 79 inches. He's going to have about 5 inches advantage. He's doing everything right here. Defensively, at times, he does leave himself defensively a little bit lapsed there. Showed against Giles. He was able to take the shot. I think that's something he's going to shore up more, be able to use his physical gifts more as career goes. He's going to have a huge physical advantage in this fight. I think he's going to know he doesn't need to grapple. Wrestling is one of the ways I think he could lose because Fugit could even sweep from the bottom. He's a very good jiu-jitsu player. Striking, I don't see the lightning striking choice here for Fugit. I do think that Fugit is mostly a grappler in his fights. But
he's got 4 knockouts and 3 subs. So
I'd say in this fight he's going to be relying more on his grappling.
You don't want to strike with Morales.
He's not going to, and I think grappling wise, Morales is going to be smart enough not to do that. That could be a spot where he could get into trouble, though. I think that's way more the spot where you could get into trouble than on the feet. I'd like to see.
But he's definitely more of a knockout artist than a submission artist.
Yeah, but I think Morales handles this.
That's bad for him.
Yeah, I think Morales handles this one pretty well. I think it's a good matchup, and I'd like to see him, continue that finishing streak by getting another KO.
We got a performance of the night on our hands, maybe.
Yeah, the price makes me super nervous just because I love him. Minus 650. But he is the real deal.
Oh, that's so much already. Like by Saturday, he's gonna be minus 900 at least.
It's crazy in the UFC. You don't see that a lot, no matter who they're matching with. So
even
he's
Terrence
the real deal, man. I would have given. I mean, against Rahamish, I would have put him at least minus 300.
Yeah, I love the odds on that. I already had him in parlay, so they already cashed, but I didn't get as much money as I wanted. But yeah, some parlays already cashed because that fight got canceled, right?
Yep.
So, yeah, I'm on the same board, Aaron. Like, there's no way Morales loses this fight. This might be my most confident pick on the card, and it's definitely going to be a parlay booster. Morales is so young, so much potential. He's only 22. He's got a country on his back. He's born in Ecuador. Him and Marlon Vera. That's pretty much it. Like.
Two of my favorite fighters in the world.
Exactly. And they're both devastating striking artists. Like it's like they paint a canvas with their striking. And I love it, man. I'm really excited for this fight. I was more excited when he was going to fight Ramiz, but I'm happy for Adam to get his his shot in the big show, Adamfugit. He's
like
1-1 in
Adamfugit.
LFA. He must have a good management, because that's crazy that he got on this card. He's on a pay-per-view already.
The opportunity. No one wants to step in on short notice against this kid right now.
No, exactly. Yeah, I guess it's very few people would want to do this, and I understand. Like, he's scary, man. He landed 28 significant strikes, 1 knockdown. He knocked out Trevin Giles so fast, and Trevin Giles is a veteran in the UFC. Well, not a veteran, but like a mid-tier, fighter.
Coming down from 185
Morales,
too.
10 of his knockouts are from 3 people just quitting on the stool. 3 of them are from doctor stoppages and a corner stoppage. So his opponents just don't want to be in there with him. And Adam can stand there and he's going to try for takedowns, and Morales is going to stuff everyone, and it's going to be a showcase for Morales.
Yep, agreed. Minus 650 here. If you want to take a shot on Mr. Fugit, plus 425. Good luck there if you do. Next fight is at
round 1. I think the round 1 prop bet. It'd probably be plus 200 maybe.
Yeah. Next fight at 155 pounds. Good one here between Drakkar Klose and Rafa Garcia. I guess by good one, I mean very closely matched up fight here. These guys,
another short notice opponent.
Yep, these guys mirror each other quite similarly here. The 34-year-old Drakkar Klose coming back from some injuries. 27-year-old Rafa Garcia, 14-2, stepping in on short notice here, coming off of a very, very good performance against Jesse Ronson. I'm not really sure what that means at this point.
He was Jesse an underdog, I think. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, Jesse Ronson looks so good against Nicholas
Dalby. Bet more on that.
Nicholas Dalby, but then, and then before that,
he was on steroids, though, in that fight.
Okay, yeah, Brandon, we're just a little bit too much.
Sorry. Okay. Too much talking over.
No one likes to hear
he was on steroids.
Right. I'm trying to stop the fight. Okay. But yeah, Jesse did not get the win in that fight because he was on steroids. That's correct. The Garcia Grutzmacher fight was a rough one to watch, for sure. Profitable Fig brings that up as great. It wasn't great if you bet on Garcia there. You saw Grutzmacher just totally breaking.
Yeah, unexpected underdog.
Yeah, pretty concerning there. The Nasrat Hakparat's fight also a little bit concerning. So, but Rafa Garcia looks like he's kind of corrected himself. He's now going against a guy who's pretty underrated all the way around, in Drakkar Klose, who's just had a lot of trouble with injuries at times, but came back, looked very good. But it was against Brandon Jenkins. What does that really mean? He did what he was supposed to, though. To me, it's just how much does the 34-year-old Drakkar Klose have left at this point? I hate asking that, but I just think from a physical perspective, he has some trouble, but he does keep a steady pace throughout 15 minutes. Rafa Garcia has shown trouble with that. I do think this is the type of fight that goes longer. So my question really becomes, can Rafa bank 2 rounds? To me, this kind of could be a spot where you could look at Drakkar Klose, maybe dropping that first round and then being able to take this one. But, I think either way, I think Klose wins a very close fight here. I'd like to look at getting the price a little better than it is now. I'm quite surprised. I was expecting to maybe even see him as a slight underdog here, to see him as a minus 250 favorite against Rafa Garcia. No, thank you. My only option would be to hopefully Rafa picks up the first round and drops off a cliff cardio-wise after the first round, Claudia Silva style, and you can get plus money on Drakkar Klose here. Otherwise, I'm leaving this fight alone. I think Drakkar Klose wins a very close fight.
Yeah, I got to go Drakkar Klose, and I love that. I love what Justin just said there. Like the wordsmanship and, the
well
thought
said.
of it.
Justin's
well said. And yeah, Rafa is coming in short notice. I don't think he had a fight planned, so he's jumping in here, but he's been very active. I think he had like 3 fights in the past year in the UFC. Drakkar Klose. Pardon?
He's looked good.
Looked really good. Jakar Close looked like he was on another planet in his last fight. He got 2 takedowns, 2 knockdowns, like 80 significant strikes, and then he ended up finishing him in what round? I think it was round 2.
30 seconds into round 2.
Yeah, and he got the performance of the night. So yeah, he's on cloud 9 right now. He was expected to face Diego Ferreira, Carlos Diego Ferreira.
Yep. Very high level opponent.
Yeah, and so obviously he's put the reps in the gym. Courtney Casey, I'm pretty sure they're married. Courtney Casey in the strawweight division. She gets robbed all the time, Courtney Casey, by split decisions. But yeah, they're together. And Jakar Close in this fight, I'm definitely gonna take him, but Rafa Garcia could steal a split decision. Maybe look at those split decision props.
Yeah, brutal price here, minus 250 on Jakar Close in a close fight.
I think it's because it's short notice.
Yeah, it's still, tough price there. So
it's a tough price to work with.
Yeah,
maybe fight to complete 1 full round for sure. Like we could take that.
Yeah, but we're gonna move on to the next fight. Another fight that was put together on short notice.
I don't have much to say about this.
This might well then great. Maybe I'll be able to get through it without you interrupting me.
Yeah.
So since you have not much to say, then
I'll be right back.
I have not much to say. So Dontel Mays, he's literally walking away from the computer. That's funny. But that works. I'll get through the breakdown this time. Taking on Hamdi Abdel Wahab here. The Hammer 3-0 is Hamdi. Very low level of MMA experience. He's a wrestler out of Killer Bee Combat Sports. Fought with Icon last in June. Took on Matthew Strickland there. Watched this fight with Dustin Clements. A fight that went into the 3rd round. Honestly, I didn't like what I saw. Hamdi's striking looks pretty rudimentary, low level. 2 of his fights being with Game Bred Bare Knuckle MMA. He's a good wrestler, gets good position there. He's faced a very low level of competition here. Dontel Mays definitely has been, forged in the fire in the UFC. Lord Kong 9-4. He's coming into this fight. He's gonna have a massive reach advantage, massive striking advantage. He's a decent enough wrestler. I think he can keep it where he wants to. Here and up there, I do think he's gonna have enough to end up getting the finish with the strikes here. If this price is correct of Dontel Mays at minus 125, take that to the bank. Absolutely. Dontel Mays wins this fight, in my opinion. He knocks out Hamdi here and knocks him out rather quickly. I think that's a very good price to get there, and I would be taking that all day long. So, yeah, not much else to say on that one. Hamdi's going to have to get wrestling and make the wrestling work all night, and I just don't think Dontel is that bad. So, give me Dontel. Give me Dontel by KO. And we'll move on to the next fight. We'll see when Brandon returns here. But next fight here is in the 155-pound division. Just me and the Birds here. Drew Dover taking on Rafael Alves here. This is a very interesting fight. And I think one of the close, again, a very close fight, in my opinion, on this card. Coming into this fight, Rafael Alves coming off a very, very shocking, upset win here.
Oh, we're done with Dontel Mays?
Yeah, I picked Dontel Mays by KO. And I'm pretty surprised Dontel Mays is minus 125. Don't understand
That's it? All right. Well, I don't think we have any disagreements yet.
Yeah, no, we don't. Jump on that. I was just starting this fight talking about Rafael Alves, talking about the shocking upset against Mark Diakase. 5'8", 68-inch reach for the guy who probably should be at 145, but he's so thick and strong. He's at 155 and struggling to make weight there. MMA Masters representative, but the dude's got a squeeze. His last 2 wins by guillotine. Has quite a few guillotine chokes on his record, submissions overall. And wouldn't you know it, how do you beat Drew Dover? You take him down and you submit him. You guillotine him, you submit him. This, to me, is a dog that I actually like quite a bit in Rafael Alves. I think he's going to come out and blitz him with everything he has in that first round. If Drew Dauber's able to survive that, Drew Dauber takes over, wins this fight, probably puts him away somewhere in the second or third round, honestly, or cruises to a decision. But I do think in that first round, Rafael Alves is going to slam him down, get him into positions where he can submit him. And I'm a little worried about Dauber. I'm not sure if I trust him to make it there. I'm going to be nervous in this one. I'll be honest. Looking at Rafael Alves, the win over Alejandro Flores, his burst doesn't always come right in the first round. He has that one burst though. It comes somewhere in the fight. It can come in the second. It can come in the third round. Like he's very, very tricky. Damir Ismagulov was by no means a walkover for Damir in that fight. Rafael Alves actually won the third round in that fight. It's like so.
It's a mixed bag with him.
Truly a wild card, truly a mixed bag. Drew Dauber is much more consistent, but throughout his career, he's had a consistent weakness of the grappling and submission game. And when his opponents really focus on that, they eventually get it. I just got a feeling Rafael Alves gets that submission somewhere in here. So I'm going to
got a couple questions, though. How does Mark, when he submitted Mark Diakiese, how did he not get a performance of the night? That makes no sense to me.
Yeah, no idea. And then
that's a great feat right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, be a big win here. And again, the Terrence McKinney fight didn't give me a ton of confidence.
Oh, he better have got a performance of the night. Did he?
Drew Dauber?
No, he didn't get a performance of the night either. Both these guys have been robbed.
Yeah, that was a crazy.
How do you not get fight of the night or anything?
Yeah.
And McKinney came in short notice. Yeah.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on this fight? So, are you with me on the dog, or are you going to go with the favorite?
I think, Drew Dauber, Rafael Alves. It's hard to say. Rafael Alves, I thought he was coming in short notice, but he's not. This fight was actually it was a good matchmaking fight for the matchmakers, I guess. They saw something in these two that would bring out something good. And Drew Dauber, if you can believe it, this is going to be his 19th UFC fight. Drew Dauber has been around the block, okay? Yeah. He's been there, done that. So 19th UFC fight. Rafael Alves, only his third UFC fight. Mm-hmm. I would hedge bet Rafael Alves by submission because that's the only way I can see him winning. Drew Dauber is going to be on him. He's going to be striking. His striking is going to be a lot better. I think just his presence in the octagon, just being comfortable in there. He is kind of a wild card, like you said. Like both these guys are wild cards. I wouldn't bet heavily on either of them. And we got to remember Drew Dauber is from a great camp with like Neil Magny, Elevation Fight Team.
Neil Magny, another guy who gets subbed every time he loses.
Yeah, that's true. But both these guys, Drew Dauber's been subbed
6 times.
Yeah, one rear naked choke to Olivier Aubin-Mercier, one arm triangle to guess who? Islam Makhachev, okay? Islam
Guillotine
Makhachev.
Choke against who?
Standing guillotine to an Efrain Escudero, who won the Ultimate Fighter, all right?
Yeah, but that's okay. You can paint Efrain all you want, but a standing guillotine could happen here too.
Still, it was 34 seconds in there, not sweaty. Like, that shit happens. We haven't been in the octagon. We don't know. That shit happens, man. I've seen it happen all the time.
You look at Rafael Alves, and if nothing else, you know that man has the squeeze.
Yeah. He's lost by 3 knockouts. One was by an injury. One was by retirement, so he quit on the stool. He's gave up 6 times in submissions, 2 guillotines, 1 rear naked choke, 1 arm bar, 1 arm triangle, and 1
Kimura. Where do you think the Drew Dauber sub prop's going to be at?
No, I won't take Drew Dauber by knockout or decision, I'd say.
Yeah.
But yeah, it can go like MMA is so fucking. It's a bitch sometimes.
What do you think? What do you think about the price here on the odds with Dauber at a -220 favorite?
I don't like it. I already told you at the beginning of the card. I don't like any of these odds. I hate them.
Plus 175 plus 185 on Alves. When you're getting around the +200 mark, I'm starting to think about it a little bit more. So,
I know. I have a lot of birds in the background. I'm sorry.
Yeah, definitely one that's a little bit interesting, but this fight's
a lot better.
I'll go with Alves. Next fight here, very good fight. In the 170 division, going to tell us a lot about both these guys because I'm not too sure about either one. Alex Morono taking on Matt Semelsberger here. Matt Semelsberger going to have a massive physical stature advantage in this fight. He's going to be so much bigger than Alex Morono. And if this just turns into a firefight on the feet, Semelsberger is going to knock out Alex Morono, in my opinion. I do not think Alex Morono can take the power of Semelsberger in this fight.
Yeah, we've seen him get knocked out a couple times.
Yeah, and my real question with Morono is how does he get this fight to the floor? Because I do think that's where he's gonna have to take it. But Matt Semi the Jedi here, 10-3 coming into this fight. Very impressive performance against AJ Fletcher in the last fight. I get it, AJ Fletcher, not a super known commodity yet, but I rate the guy.
Comes from a great camp.
Yeah, and I think he's going to do pretty well eventually. Maybe at 155 though. 170, he was severely undersized. Semelsberger then. Semelsberger did what he was supposed to do against Martin Sano, knocked him out in 15 seconds. Before that, he went 3 really high-paced rounds with Chaos Williams. Showed a good chin in that fight. Learned a lot from that fight. Before that, quick knockout of Jason Pitt. I do think that with Morono, he's had a pretty up and down UFC career. His last couple wins have been okay, but nothing to really blow me away. The Anthony Pettis losses aged terribly, got knocked out quickly by Chaos Williams as well. Reese McKee, probably his best win in his last 4 for me of his 4 wins. Dallin Cerrone, it is what it is. David Zawada didn't blow me away in that fight. In the Mickey Gall fight, Mickey Gall is Mickey Gall. So for me, I just think that Morono has chin issues and just overall issues when he's facing much better strikers. Last 2 fights against better strikers he's lost to. This is another one against a better, bigger striker in Semelsberger. I think Semelsberger knocks him out in round 1.
Well, he's just gonna steamroll him, huh? Yeah.
And even if he doesn't, I think over 3 rounds, I just think Semelsberger's gonna be having the more impactful shots.
Yeah, it's a good possibility.
Morono bleeds every fight too.
No, Semelsberger 3 knockdowns in his last 5 fights, and Morono is he's prone to getting knocked down. Like it's not his fault. It's just like if me or Aaron got into the cage, we probably would get knocked down like a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely.
And Alex Morono is actually a commentator for Fury FC, so he's very smart. He's very educated in the sport. He knows how the rounds are judged. If this does go deep, I'm taking Morono, but in the early rounds, Matthew Semelsberger. So maybe keep an eye on the live odds. Morono might be worth taking after 1.5 rounds, like this past weekend with Nicholas Dalby and Claudio Silva.
Dalby was plus money after round 1.
Pardon?
Dalby was plus money after round 1.
Yeah, exactly. So this is a great fight to keep an eye on for live bets. Morono is probably going to be a live bet opportunity if he survives that initial 5 minutes. And I have a good feeling Morono could really edge this out on the scorecards if it goes late. But if there's a stoppage, Semelsberger for sure. You're keeping notes of all the fights, like the time.
Yep. Yeah.
Do it. Yeah. All right. It's all good. And this is probably the best fight of the night so far, in my opinion.
Yeah. No, it's competitive. The odds are pretty accurate here. Minus 150 on Semelsberger, plus 130 on Morono. I'd say that's about accurate.
Yeah. Yeah, Morono, his striking output is insane. Like he just does not stop. He's got a crazy work ethic as well. So don't write him off.
That's a featured prelim, and maybe I was writing him off a little too much there. This is a very interesting fight to start out the main card. This is a fight, in my opinion, where people have written off Anthony Smith a little too much, and dude, I'll be honest. I'm the mayor of writing off Anthony Smith. Going way back. going way back with me, I've always picked against Anthony Smith.
Yeah.
Glover Teixeira fight made me look like
Bracket.
the
Yeah.
Glover Teixeira.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Glover Teixeira fight made me look like the smartest man on earth. Because
Yeah.
I know a lot of people were on Anthony Smith going into that fight. Anthony Smith nearly had Glover out of there.
Yeah.
But then, I mean, yeah, Glovered him.
Yeah, and then Glover started apologizing. Sorry.
Yeah, in the fight, which is when you know you're good. After that, the Rakic fight, Rakic just kind of outclassed him. He didn't like kill him, but he just kind of outclassed him. Honestly, it's similar to how I feel this fight's gonna go. I just think Ankalaev is just so much better technically, has less miles on him, can take this fight to more places than Anthony Smith. Anthony Smith's last 3 fights, all first round finishes, triangle choke of Devin Clark, stopped Jimmy Crute, obviously with the leg issues there, but Jimmy was landing quite a bit in that fight too, I'll be honest. And then Ryan Spann put him away in the first round. I mean, it's Ryan Spann. It is what it is.
It's not Magomed Ankalaev.
Yeah, Magomed Ankalaev might be the best 205er in the world right now, and we just don't know it yet.
Aaron Bronstetter, if you want to ask him, he'll tell you.
17-1. Was fighting Jan Kutalaba professionally for the year 2020. We all thought COVID was bad. Try being Magomed and having to fight Jan Kutalaba over and over again and keep knocking him out in the first round. Decision win of Krylov there. Saw how Krylov looked this past weekend. Very good win there. The Volkov win, we saw Volkov look this past weekend. Thiago Santos. He's gone to decisions last few. I think he's going to really take his time in these fights because, in this fight with Anthony Smith, coming off of a 5-round fight with Santos, no issues from a cardio perspective. As the fight went on, I do think Ankalaev gets better and better. First round is a real danger spot for Smith, and this is a 3-round fight. So for me, I don't think Anthony Smith needs to take his time, so to speak, in this fight. I think he needs to push the pressure early and often. Look to push this into the grappling realms. I think make this a dirty fight. Keep it out of the long striking range because I just think at distance, Ankalaev is going to have huge advantages in the striking. Probably puts away Anthony Smith at some point in this fight. Anthony takes a lot of damage defensively, a little bit shaky for me. But if Anthony Smith can push it to the floor and push that grappling, maybe. But other than that, I don't see the spot. Ankalaev probably my favorite, my most confident pick.
Well, with Morales, him and Morales.
Morales, Ankalaev are my 2 most confident.
Yeah, you can parlay those, make a minus 200 maybe.
And Orion Koski. Those are my 3. I'll put those.
Yeah, Orion Koski. Yeah, exactly. Round robin maybe. But yeah, like after you just broke that down and after I researched quickly on my phone, I'm like, all right, Anthony Smith does not have a chance here. Like,
I wanted to be the smartest guy. I wanted to be the smartest guy in the room and make a better argument for Smith.
Yeah, I just can't.
When this fight was announced, I did not like.
Yeah, he's not even a natural light heavyweight. He's a middleweight. He shouldn't even be at this weight class. The only reason he's here is because he got that shot with John Jones. He knocked out 2 decrepit veterans that were on their last legs, and he came in as a 29-year-old and fucked them up. Guess who's 29 now? Magomed Ankalaev. And Anthony Smith is turning 34 this year. So,
that's a lot. That's an aged 34. That's an age 34.
Oh, yeah.
It's not a young 34 there.
No. He's got this will be his 53rd fight.
One other thing is Anthony Smith has become much, much more focused on what's after fight.
Being a commentator and podcast.
But he's looked good in his last 3. 3 quick finishes.
He's been on every platform you could think of. He's been on everything, every podcast, man. And he's actually a co-host with Michael Bisping. And he says he drinks.
Like a show with Laura Sanko too.
So, and Magomed Ankalaev is not a drinker. He's with Habib. Their religion, they don't drink. So he's obviously going to be strict. And I'm picking Ankalaev every day of the week.
picking Ankalaev against most guys, frankly. Ankalaev versus Rakic. Sign me up for that fight.
Yeah, let's do it.
Minus 400 on Ankalaev. I get it. Plus 370. Plus 370 on Anthony Smith.
I might have to make a bet right now. We might have to make a bet right now, live.
Also seeing him at minus 500 elsewhere. So you got to shop here, but I'm seeing at minus 400.
If I get minus 190, I'm doing it.
I see minus 400, I said.
No, I mean, if I parlay Morales, minus 530.
Yep.
And then, oh, God, he's minus 5. It's a minus 244. Minus 240. I can't do that. Yeah. Minus 240.
Add Orion.
And
Pantoja. Add Orion and Pantoja.
Breakdown. Maybe we'll find something better. What's the next fight?
We're going to move on to the next fight here. Minus 460, by the way, on Ankalaev, not minus 400, my mistake.
Yeah.
Moving on to the next fight here at 125. I think this should be an interesting fight, but I do think there's levels to this flyweight game, and Pantoja is just a level above here, in my opinion, over Alex Perez here. Alex Perez coming into this fight 24-6 against the 24-5 Pantoja. So Alex Perez technically has more experience, which is interesting. 30 years old now for the flyweight.
In the UFC?
Overall, he's got one more fight.
Okay.
5'6", 65.5-inch reach. For the Team Oyama representative, has not fought since losing to the champion who's now been stripped back in November of 2020. Got guillotine choked very, very quickly in that fight. Just absolutely kind of beat down that fight before losing. Yeah. Had a few injuries, pull out of the Matt Schnell fight, which was booked 4 times. Askarov pulled out once. He pulled out once.
Yeah, it's been 2 years, right?
Yeah, before that, it's been 2 years. For his go away. Very good leg kicks, good wrestler, good when he can physically overwhelm his opponent, but his opponent can physically kind of hang with him and technically is with him, he gets kind of blown out of the water. Joseph Benavidez really did it. Davidson Figueiredo did. The wins coming over Eric Shelton, Shorty Torres, just not really crazy level wins there. Mark De La Rosa, Jordan Espinosa, BJuicy Formiga with those leg kicks. Leg kicks are definitely a huge key here against Pantoja. Pantoja definitely is heavy on that front foot with his boxing. He's gotten very comfortable with his boxing, but Pantoja's a real deal, man. He's only 32 years old, 2 straight wins since losing to Askarov. Was very competitive with Davidson Figueiredo. Knocked out Matt Schnell. Put it on Manel Kopp, and then put away Brandon Royval very impressively there in the second round of that fight. I just think that Pantoja is levels above Perez, and I think that he would be smart not to trade on the feet. I do think Perez has a better chance on the feet than if Pantoja is to use his jiu-jitsu here. I like Pantoja to put him down and put him away somewhere in the second round.
So Pantoja all day for you, huh?
Yeah, I think he's just a level above Perez all the way around.
Yeah,
I would add him to parlays.
Yeah, he's beaten Moreno twice, once in the Ultimate Fighter, once in the UFC. He's been on a high ever since he knocked out Matt Schnell. I remember that knockout. I'll never forget that knockout. That one punch just fucking leveled him. And we all saw Matt Schnell battle through a lot of adversity. So we know how tough he is. And I have a lot of hope in Pantoja, but at the same time, Perez is a wild card. I know he like. Why would they give him
2 years to come back to Pantoja? That's brutal.
Pardon?
To be off for 2 years in your comeback fight as Pantoja is about as brutal as it gets in the 125 division.
Yeah, they're not doing him any favors at all.
Not a smart move.
No. And who was he supposed to fight? Matt Schnell, I'm pretty sure.
4 times.
Yeah, 4 times. Like, how does that not happen? He was also supposed to fight Askarov twice. And Brandon Moreno once.
Yeah, so his management is like, yo, we're only taking top 5 or fuck off.
Yeah. And they got it, right? Because Pantoja's like 4 or 5.
Yeah, he's always 4 or 5.
Yeah. And he definitely deserves a shot. Even I think he deserves a shot more than Kai, but I just don't think Pantoja has that limelight yet. that he needs to, really get across to the audience.
A finish here would help him a lot on a pay-per-view card.
But at the same time, this might be a competitive decision because actually, you know what? Perez has a crazy finishing. For flyweight, he's got a 50% finishing rate, and
Yep.
Pantoja for flyweight, he's got a 71% finishing rate. So
And Perez also is finishing.
There is a finish.
And Perez is finishing quite a few of his losses.
Yeah, he just finished Royval. Who else did he finish? Well, he lost to Askarov, but like, man, that guy was in the Olympics or something, and yeah, that's gonna happen sometimes. But Perez is not Askarov. I'm going Pantoja. I agree. This should be a confident parlay piece. What are the odds, anyways?
Minus 175 on Pantoja, plus 150.
You don't even have to parlay him. You don't have to parlay him.
No, but you can, and you're gonna knock those parlays up. I love Pantoja here at that price.
Yeah, for sure.
Very, very good fight. This next fight,
minus 160. I'm seeing Aaron. Minus 160.
Even better. Let's hop on Pantoja here. This next fight, sometimes breakdowns are sometimes. Huh? What'd you say?
I'm just putting 0.25 units, just for a little appetizer.
Yeah. Next fight here. Sometimes fights are tough to break down. Other times they're not. This fight is not tough to break down. These guys are gonna come in. They're gonna either mirror each other for 3 rounds and be too afraid to throw, and we're gonna have boos, and then whoever you're picking, that doesn't count, or someone's going down in round 1, maybe round 2. Like if this gets to round 3, I think it's gonna be ugly. No matter what. I just don't see it being a 3-round classic if it gets around 3. So for me, Derek Lewis, I'm starting to see the light at the end of the Derek Lewis tunnel, I'm afraid.
Oh, yeah.
Tai Tuivasa confirmed that for me. Because that's when I was finally starting to trust Derek Lewis. I'm like, this is a fight Derek Lewis should be able to go and cruise into. I think that he can't take a shot like he once did. I don't think he has that drive he once did. I think Pavlovich, the first time he hits him clean and hard, we might be seeing Derek kind of looking for a way out. I hate to say it. I've got Pavlovich in this fight myself. Pavlovich by KO. How do you see this fight?
Derek Lewis is definitely on his exit in the sport, in my opinion. I don't know if he can have like a resurgence like Andrei Arlovsky had. It's just hard to see with the damage he's taken. But I said the same with Andrei Arlovsky, so who knows? He might get a second win here. I think he hasn't taken enough time off, in my opinion.
Oh, and now he's going against another superpower puncher.
Yeah, like he fought in December, then he fought in February, and now he's fighting at the end of July, and he got knocked out. Did he get knocked out both fights, or? I know he got knocked out by Tai, and then oh no, he actually beat Chris Daukaus in December, but then Cyril Gane lost really badly in round 3. That was in August last year.
And he didn't take any damage against Daukaus.
Remember that? Yeah, he took so much damage.
But he didn't take any damage against Daukaus, so you didn't really get an answer of how he responds to the adversity.
So I understand the quick turnaround. He was obviously able to do it. He took no damage against Daukaus. That was a mismatch if we've ever seen one. Same with Curtis Blades and Chris Daukaus. I can't believe he got Curtis Blades after that. But Tai Tuivasa really made a statement. I'm pretty sure Tai was really hurt in round 1. He almost lost. And Derek just got tired. So you can never count Derek Lewis out against anybody, even if he faced like a fucking T-Rex. Like, I'm not counting Derek Lewis out. So yeah, I'll say Sergey should win, but Derek Lewis
it's minus 110 each way, so the odds makers don't know either.
I really can't give you a solid pick here.
Yeah. All right. I'll say it's Sasha. here, or Sergey. Sorry,
Sergey.
Sasha Pavlovich. Sasha Pavlovich is the former Laker from like the after the championship era.
From
Sorry,
the 90s, right?
Sergey Pavlovich. Sasha Pavlovich is like a long black-haired gentleman, very good looking.
And Sergey, hear this: 12 out of 15 of his wins are in round 1. So 80% of the time, he gets it done in round 1.
We don't want to see it. We do not want to see it in round 3. This should be a 2-round fight.
I don't know, man. The way these guys swing. Actually, it is the bigger cage. It's in Dallas, Texas.
Right.
Yeah, Derek Lewis is going to be getting those cheers.
That's a good point. Derek Lewis in Texas against a Russian. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I know they're going to be booing that Russian hard.
Yeah, that's fair. But Derek Lewis has lost. Lewis has lost in Texas, so that whole.
Oh yeah.
Which wasn't the Tai Tuivasa
previously, but he just lost.
The Tai Tuivasa fight was in Texas, correct?
Yeah, that was the first one he's ever lost.
Yeah, so we'll see. Yeah, I'm not going to be putting a bunch on Sergey or Sasha.
No. That's a pass and just enjoy as a fan, in my opinion.
Just enjoy. Hopefully,
or let it not to go to the distance.
Hopefully, it's 5 minutes. We're now on to the first of the 2 sequels that are also title fights. Brandon Moreno taking on Kai Kara-France. The second fight between these two here. Their first fight, very, very competitive 3-round fight a few years ago. In that fight, it was quite interesting because it was predominantly a stand-up fight. Kai Kara-France getting quite affected with some of the body shots, and just overall, I think Kai Kara-France was a little bit outboxed in that fight, but Kai Kara-France, from a speed perspective, was much better. The thing that I was a little bit curious about here is the 5 rounds, because Kai took a little bit of time to get going in that fight, so he was actually outstruck by Brandon Moreno in that fight. But I think over 3 rounds, over 5 rounds, we really could see Kai getting into more of a groove with regards to the striking. And I honestly think it could be a very close, competitive stand-up fight like the first fight. And in that case, over 5 rounds, I could see Kai really stealing a fight here, to be honest. We haven't seen Kai in 5 rounds yet. His last fight was in March. It was 3 rounds against Askar Askarov. Arguable fight there. But Kai came out on top, so props to him. Before that, 2 quick knockouts, albeit of Cody Garbrandt, which I don't rate really highly. And the Bontarine fight was a weird fight. But either way, it is what it is. For me, I'd like to see Brandon Moreno use his grappling a lot more, because in the first fight, pretty much was just on the feet exclusively. And that made it way too close of a fight. If he does that again here, I really think he could end up getting on the short end of a decision to Kai Kara-France. So it's really, for me, with Brandon Moreno, I think the keys for Brandon Moreno is the body shots while on the feet, because I do think that with the high guard of Kai Kara-France, quite often he leaves himself open to the body. Brandon Moreno started to notice that towards the end of the fight here. And then, just handing off a dog to get dropped off to my roommate. But either way, Brandon Moreno, will he wrestle? Will he be successful in the wrestling? Because Kai Kara-France has pretty good defensive wrestling, takedown defense. The bigger octagon, going to be hard to get a hold of him. And Brandon Moreno's shown kind of an unwillingness to go away from the stand-up in his fights often, especially with Kai Kara-France. But for Brandon Moreno here, he's coming off of 3 straight fights against Davidson Figueiredo, an injury against Brandon Royval. I just got a weird feeling, man. I think we have. I guess it's it. Well, whoa! Chico's giving it away here.
Oh,
I got a little bit of feeling on the dog here. I'm going with Kai Kara-France. I think he steals the decision here. I think that Kai Kara-France is going to be just a little bit sharper on the feet, and I think Brandon Moreno is going to, from the first fight, what I was able to see, he's willing to trade and stay on the feet, and I think that's going to be the downfall here. I think it'd be much smarter.
Chico loves the dog.
Yeah, I think it'd be much smarter for Brandon Moreno to make this a dirty fight, use the wrestling, use the jiu-jitsu. But I don't think he's going to. I think it's going to be a predominantly stand-up fight. I think it's going to be close. You're going to see Brandon Moreno have his moments in this fight. Kai Car France have his, a 3-2 type of scorecard, 48-47. Kai Car France, I'm going to take him to steal the decision.
Yeah, this is going to be a competitive decision if it goes all 5 rounds. Like, these guys have already met. We know it's going to go over. There's not going to be a finish, I don't think.
That first fight was so close, too. Such a close first fight.
You watched the fight recently?
Watched it right before we got on here.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So, yeah, it could have really went either way. Moreno thought he won for sure. But, yeah, with the judges, you just never know. Yeah. And I think Kai's probably going to be more motivated because this is his opportunity. Moreno's already been champ. He's fought a few championship fights. He's going to miss the money, obviously. So, and he has a lot of kids. I know he has 3 or 4 daughters or something. So, yeah, Moreno needs the money. Kai has a daughter as well. So, we got 2 dads fighting, and yeah, it can go either way, man. Like you said, 48-47.
I think with
fight
Kai's
of the night
style,
material.
And I think with Kai's style, he's made for 5 rounds. He's a slow starter.
Yeah.
Often kind of the first round or two, kind of downloads the movement, downloads kind of the style of his opponent, and he's got a good pace to him. I'm not worried about this being his first 5-round fight either. And Muay Thai's had multiple 5-round type of fights as well. And just overall, Kai with champions in his camp.
Yeah, he's gonna be ready. And he's got the second most decision wins in the UFC flyweight division.
And then when I look at the price, here, it just doesn't make sense. Based on the fight we already saw here, this should be minus maybe 130, minus 140 for Moreno. We're seeing it currently at minus 205. That's way off to me. Plus, I think 175 on Kai Car France is the
Kai
value.
was minus 210 when they first fought.
Yeah. Yeah, this is just short-term memory, and not only short-term memory, but Moreno being in the spotlight and people really liking his personality and not really noticing the work that Kai Car France has been doing here. So,
and I would suggest making a parlay with Moreno and Morales and Kai and Blood Diamond, because they both like Brandon Moreno and Morales are Mexican, and then Morales is Ecuadorian, so South American.
He's fighting out of Mexico.
Yeah, fighting out of Mexico, and then Kai and Blood Diamond parlay would pay a lot of money.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to do that, but if you want to,
kickboxing parlay. Eugene Behrman is a master.
I'm good on that one. Yeah, I think it's going to be a great fight. Moreno winning would not shock me by any means. If Moreno comes out with a smart game plan, he could make himself look like a minus 200 favorite.
But can I ask you something, though?
Sure.
If there's going to be a finish, who will get the finish?
Brandon Moreno.
Really? Yeah. You're that confident, eh? You don't believe in the don't blink? Kai, don't blink?
I just think that Brandon Moreno, even on the feet, looked like he had more
he's
power.
Dangerous, man. Yeah.
Yeah, he really sits down on those punches. So I would say Moreno has a better chance.
And 11 submissions too. So
exactly, that's where I really think he could make his life much easier.
A dirty fight.
Yeah, MMA type of fight, but should be an interesting one. You put Moreno with him, with anybody in the flyweight division, it's a potential fight tonight. And this is
I thought you meant as like a parlay piece, but yeah.
I'm saying Moreno as a
if you're betting Moreno, you have to parlay him unless you have the bankroll.
Yeah, but either way, moving on to the next fight. It's the main event here. We got the rematch of one of the more surprising upsets ever. You didn't have Pena in that fight, did you?
I didn't bet it, but I think I bet the fight doesn't go the distance.
Okay, well, you got that, but either way.
Did you get it?
I definitely did not. I thought Nunes was going to go in there and kind of roll over her. 21-5 Nunes coming into that fight. She was on that huge roll, obviously, but she was going up and down from 145 to 135, and I think that her gas tank started to pay for it. It's much different for men and women to go up and down those 10 pounds. That's a real question for me coming into this fight: does Nunes have the gas tank to roll with Pena? because Pena wasn't making Nunez tired by round 3, round 4, round 5. This was in round 2.
Yeah.
So for me, over 5 rounds, it's a huge advantage for Juliana Pena. I think from a mental and physical perspective,
She's a
Juliana
dog.
Pena, she's just a dog. She's at a different point in her game here.
Look at that! Look at that picture. Show the topology picture. That's a champion, ladies and gentlemen. Look at those biceps. Holy shit!
It's from like 6 or 7 years ago too.
But
she came into that fight off the win over Sarah McMahon. She was guillotine choked by Jermaine Durand to me 2 fights ago.
That was so surprising. Like plus 1,600 for a Jermaine to win by submission.
Yeah, crazy. The Valentina Shevchenko fight, she was the one who got tired in that fight, and then she ended up getting submitted by Shevchenko in the second round. So she has, learned from her mistakes. MMA Jesus. I bet the over 2.5. My hope is
that wouldn't be a confident bet at all
for the KO early and the fight drags on. And then
if the odds are worth it, then
maybe.
I had Jermaine as well. Shout out to Ethereal MMA.
For this fight, I've been doubting Amanda Nunes's cardio and gas tank for 5-6 years now. It's always been my question with Amanda Nunes, and now with Juliana Pena, knowing that she has cracked that, knowing how she did, spending the time on the Ultimate Fighter, focusing on this since the last fight, knowing that she was going to have to beat Nunes twice to beat her.
Yeah.
I don't think Nunes has the drive anymore at this point. I think that we might be we've seen a lot of very memorable retirements this year, right? Like some of the people where it's just like, oh my God. Gustafsson basically retired. A lot of the people from the past. I think that Amanda Nunes retires on Saturday. Juliana Pena stops her again. And I think
she's so young still, though.
I don't think Nunes
maybe she'll go to WWE like Ronda Rousey.
I don't know. I just think Nunes wants to be a mother. I don't think Nunes wants to fight anymore. She's been a champ.
Did you watch the countdown?
The days no, I haven't.
Oh,
but I know that she's a very dedicated parent and
a lot of motherhood in the countdown.
Yeah.
Both of them.
If Juliana Pena beats her, are they gonna keep the 145 division open just to keep Nunes around?
What's Danielle Wolf up to? I don't know.
Exactly.
I don't know.
That's it.
I don't know.
So, how much am I factoring in Nunes's training camp situation? That's another thing, is that she's now not training.
That's what I was gonna say. Thanks a lot, MMA Jesus.
No, it's okay. Go ahead. You can take that.
No, I was just gonna say, like this is the first camp without American Top Team. She's with herself. She's huge. Yeah, that's huge. That's messed up. Like, you were a champion. You had everything going for you, and then one loss after 5-6 years. You're changing your whole training regimen. It doesn't make sense to me. And I'm worried for Amanda Nunes. I want her to win, but she's one of the best in the world. I've been raving about her. I want her to be on the Mount Rushmore of MMA. But if she loses to Pena this Saturday night, my thoughts are going to be very, very different, because you're not the best. Juliana Pena took that from you. And you're not. You're in your prime. You should be in your prime still, Amanda Nunes.
Yeah. So basically, dog or pass. Yes, in my opinion, this is a dog or pass.
Oh yeah.
Especially from this pricing standpoint, minus 275 on Nunes is incorrect.
Without looking, Aaron, guess the odds on her first fight, if you can remember.
Oh, is she minus 850?
She closed as a minus 1,125.
It's all so obvious afterwards, isn't it?
And now she's only minus 275. So people are going to be looking at that.
Crazy. And that seems crazy. Doesn't it seem crazy that she's even a favorite of that size? I think Nunes should be a very slight minus 140 favorite. I think she's about twice as big of a favorite as she should be.
I would say even money. And if you watch The Ultimate Fighter, Juliana Pena was the better coach as well.
Yeah. I mean, I'd have to look back and see if the better coach often wins or not. It wasn't Misha Tate.
Yeah. It doesn't really mean much, but honestly, she was more connected with the fighters, but Juliana Pena has been on every podcast.
That might mean less. That might mean less. To be
honest,
that might just mean Nunes was there to train and just be on TV. Fine. I'd rather have my coach be less into my fighters than. But
it's like Misha Tate going to Big Brother, and then she lost. Like,
Right. And
you got to be
Juliana Pena,
concentrated on one thing and one thing only.
yeah, Juliana Pena plus 230. I mean, definitely, I
Yeah,
think
my
worthy
girlfriend
bet
already put a
there.
bet on Pena, $60. So,
And then if
but
Pena,
it's
this
tough.
is a
It's
good
tough.
point. This is a good point. Pena wins, we get Pena Shevchenko at 135, which would be
Yeah,
awesome.
that's true. And if Nunez wins, we're gonna get the trilogy. So either way, we know the outcome.
Either way, I think, yeah, we're seeing Shevchenko in the stands with a turkey leg the whole time trying to gain 10 pounds.
Yeah.
So real quick, I know that Zhang Li, he's one of the big supporters on the channel. He usually will ask for for a 5-piece money line parlay. So
Okay.
what we're gonna do is I'm gonna do we're gonna do our quick picks now, and then I'll give you my money line or my 5-piece money line parlay to end up the fight card here. It's
You
been
go
great
first.
to have you back here, Brandon.
Yep.
But we'll start at the bottom, and then I'll try to make my notes here of which of the 5. Orion Koski, we're both on here in the first fight of the night. Orion is the first leg of my parlay. We're both on Nick Negramanu. Just tell me if any of these are incorrect. We're both on
Wait.
Jocelyn
So we're on the
Edwards.
second one now? Wait, 1
Yep,
second.
Nick
Okay.
Negramanu. We're
So
both
yeah,
on.
I got Koski, I got Nigarama, I got Jocelyn Edwards.
I got Jocelyn. We're both on Michael Morales, and Michael
Yep.
Morales part of our parlay for the second piece. We're both on Jakar Close
Yep.
in a close fight. Both on Dontel Mays over Hamdi Abdel Hawad. It's a heavyweight, so I'm not playing on a parlay. I'm on Rafael Alves over Drew Dober.
I got Drew Dober.
Okay, fair enough. Totally understandable there. We're both on Matt Summonsberger. Yes.
I really don't have a pick in this fight. I don't want to pick this fight. So
All right, I got Summonsberger getting the KO early.
yeah. And
Magomed
if it goes late, that's a live betting opportunity. I said earlier.
Magomed Ankalaev, we're both on here. He's the third piece of our parlay. We're both on Alexandre Pantoja.
Oh yeah.
As well. He's the fourth piece of our parlay. I got Sergey Pavlovich.
Yeah, this is another one I just pass on. Just bet the fight doesn't go the distance. And Derek Lewis round 1, or fuck, you can even get it in round 3. That's why I can't just hedge bet Derek Lewis by knockout. You'll probably get plus money.
And then Kai Kara France against Brandon Moreno. I got Kai Kara France with the upset here.
Yeah, I want to take him as an underdog, but at the same time, yeah, I would maybe look into the split decision odds. You'll probably get over plus 1,000, so you don't have to bet a lot.
And what up, Matthew Castellanos? Shout out to you. Glad you can make it. And then for the main event, Juliana Pena versus Amanda Nunes. I got Juliana Pena with an Amanda Nunes retirement on the side.
Yeah, I got Pena as well. I'll take the dog. But I will not be surprised if the Lioness retains her title and cements herself as one of the best in the world. This is a huge fight, and it's a reason they put this as the main headliner. Even though it's a women's fight, it deserves to be as a pay-per-view main event because there's a lot of questions that need to be answered.
I agree. So really quickly, we have 4 pieces to our parlay right now. We need a 5th piece. We have Orion. We have Michael Morales. We have Mr. Ankalaev, and we have Pantoja. Would our 5th piece be Jakar Close?
Obviously not Pena. You can bet her straight. So
right, it's a tough 5th piece here. It's tough to find the 5th piece, but we have to find one money line.
Jakar, Jocelyn Edwards, you can bet straight. Yeah, Jakar Close. That makes sense. Hoffa's coming in short notice. Yep. I think it's still going to go the distance, but I think Jakar is just going to be one step ahead the whole time.
So the 5-piece parlay for this week is Orion Koski, Michael Morales, Jakar Close, Magomed Ankalaev, and Alexander Pantoja.
I'm putting that in right now because the odds are just going to get worse.
Yep, that is your 5-piece Zhang Li moneyline parlay for the week.
Hell yeah.
Do you have that? Are you able to put up what the odds are that are? Or
yeah, I can do it right now.
Yeah, we'll just get those
on Bet365. I'm not sponsored or anything, but Bet365 you get like a parlay boost if you just
Yep.
pick straight money line. So
Yeah,
it's gonna be more
visceral.
than most
So
bookies.
visceral, I've been hitting about a 50% clip. I'd have to go back and get it, but it's about one out of every two. And I did,
Yeah.
so yeah, it's a
Did you bet
decent.
XMMA? Were you able to?
Yes, it was.
How did you do it? What bookie?
On it was Bet MGM, I believe.
Oh, yeah, I'm not signed up with them, so bet MGM, huh?
So what's the 5-piece get us to on this one?
All right, we got it. We got it right here. So Drakkar Close,
Yep. For Orion
Michael
Koski.
Morales.
Yep.
Oh,
Orion.
Koski is that's a good good odds right there, -170.
Yep.
Drakkar Close, Magomed Ankalaev, and Pantoja only -160. Let's go.
Right. So this
So
should be 4 digits.
yeah, $5 will make you $30.
So
So if
plus
you bet
six.
$50 to win 300.
Yep. So about plus 600 parlay there on those
Yeah,
5 individuals. And then you got the dogs we like Amanda Nunes to lose to Pena in that fight. I like Kai Kara France as well.
yep,
I think Dontel Mays is pretty safe against Hamdi, and that looks like it's a closely odds fight as well. So
yeah.
there's might be made Negramanu another dog for sure.
Weigh-ins are always important to watch.
Yep. But that's going to do it for the UFC 277 show. Been trying to get the UFC shows out a little bit earlier. We've got the Contender Series show. It's already on the channel. Timestamps in the description. William, Colorado, unfortunately missed by 10 pounds. That was one of my big dog plays for tomorrow against Farid Basharat, but that fight's
You
off
should be
now.
more confident. Look at the advantage he has.
They canceled the fight, so
Oh shit! Oh,
yeah.
so there's only 4 fights tomorrow.
Only 4 fights tomorrow.
Okay.
But it's on the channel already. On Wednesday, LFA breakdown with Lucky Locks as always. So Wednesday around 3 p.m. And that'll do it for the UFC breakdown. Brandon,
Yep.
We'll have you back next week most likely for a few more
Yep.
breakdowns as we figure out, Lewis still working through some personal issues. And send all your love to Norton MMA. Great dude, great analyst, and happy to have you, Brandon.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for
sure,
making
man.
the time tonight. Anything you'd like to plug?
Yep. Take care, guys.
Anything you'd like to plug before we leave?
Just hit me up on Facebook, Brandon Piper, MMA Wagers on Twitter, and yeah. Hopefully, we can make this more consistent, and let's fucking hit those bets this weekend.
I like the Monday breakdowns quite a bit for the UFC. Gives people a little more time.
Yeah.
Allows for maybe some of the echo chambers to check out this breakdown.
I still need to do more research on Dontalei May's opponent. If I see anything, I might change my pick, but most likely not.
I'm all over Dontel Mays. He should be.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, for Brandon of MMA Wagers, Aaron the Dog, thank you everybody for checking it out. We're on our way up to 600 subscribers. Crazy in under a year. So let's get to 1,000 by the end of the year. Spread the word. Thank you all. Take care of each other out there. Peace.
Peace out, guys.